not every gap is nice, neat, and tidy.
Right.
And not every gap feels approachable.
Right.
But that still shouldn't make us shy away.
That's right.
And even if we're having to, we give a formula inside of the book that sort of walks you through how to fill a gap.
Yep.
But there were times when we give this illustration that one leader wasn't able to do the full scope of the job. So we had to, on this team, diversify leadership into 3 different parts, and we had to dissect a leadership position so that 3 different people could fulfill the job. It's being adaptable. It's learning how to say, okay, wait a minute, that didn't work, so let's not be afraid to try it again. Just because the gap filler wasn't the perfect solution doesn't mean that it's not a gap that's worthy of filling. I think that's when we need to even be more creative, and God allows us to have those mistakes so that we learn and that we are able to try again.
Well, I want to just give them. It's in the book, but I'm just going to tell you what you did. You did what you said so well, because many times we look for this perfect gap filler, this leader who is pastoral, administrative, and has initiative.
Yes.
And I remember what you talk about in the book is you had to build the traffic team leader, and there was a lack of pastoring community on the team. There was high administration and direction.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you broke down the one role into 3 roles. You took we called it at our church a unicorn. In other words, it's not there. It's a myth.
Yeah.
There's not someone who's high empathy, high people, party feel like me.
Yeah.
And high administrative process directing. You're not going to find most people like that. So you took this imperfect gap and you broke it down to 3 people, and you had a partnered leadership.
Yes.
And I think that was genius. And that's something, ministry leader, you can do is sometimes if you don't have the perfect youth pastor, you don't have the perfect missions person, you don't have the perfect worship leader. Oh, worship leader. Let's talk about worship leaders. We want worship leaders to be administrative and team building and theologically sound and play the piano. They don't exist. They're called unicorns. They're imperfect gaps. So you know what I do, Michelle, is I help worship leaders fill in their gaps, the imperfect gaps of you need someone to come alongside you to do the pastoral to your team. Mm-hmm. Someone who does recruit naturally, someone who does the administration, and you just do you, boo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.